Hey listeners, I want to share something special with you this week. When you come to this feed, you know that you will hear intimate, personal conversations about our brains and bodies. Well, today we have an episode of another podcast to share, which takes that intimacy to another level. It lets you listen in to other people's real life therapy sessions. The podcast is called Other People's Problems. Normally, therapy is totally confidential, but in this show, Dr. Hilary McBride invites you into her office, where she leads clients through drug-assisted therapy, guiding them to new heights on their healing journeys. You're going to hear these real unscripted sessions firsthand as they unfold, and get a close-up look at how psychedelics and psychoactive drugs can be a powerful tool in trauma recovery. In this particular episode, you'll meet Donovan, who has lived in fear and anger ever since he spoke up about being abused by his mother's boyfriend. The social workers who he thought were going to help him did the opposite. And these ketamine therapy sessions with Dr. Hilary McBride are helping him process the trauma and become the kind of parent he wants to be for his own kids. You can listen to more episodes of Other People's Problems wherever you get your podcasts. Enjoy the episode. There's a feeling we talk a lot about on this show when you finally get clarity about something you've been experiencing in your body your whole life, and suddenly everything makes more sense. I have a podcast recommendation for you that dives deep into this exact feeling. It's a new show called Climbing the Walls. It's from the perspective of a science journalist who lived much of her life feeling like she was constantly falling short, until she got an ADHD diagnosis at age 36. Daniel Elliott joined a cohort that's grown exponentially in the past few years, adult women with ADHD. She brings her reporting chops to the questions, why women, why now? And how has this underdiagnosis affected women's mental health? Climbing the Walls is produced by Understood.org, a nonprofit dedicated to supporting people with learning differences like ADHD and dyslexia. To listen to Climbing the Walls, search for Climbing the Walls in your podcast app. That's Climbing the Walls.
Hi everyone, Hilary here. This season of Other People's Problems is about therapy using psychedelics and other psychoactive drugs. Research on psychedelics for mental health is compelling and promising, but there is still so much more we need to know about how well it works, why it works, and how it should best be done. I'm a registered psychologist in my home province of British Columbia, and everything we've included is legal and I am licensed to do. We think it's one of the first chances for you to listen in on real therapy sessions using drugs. But please listen with care. These sessions, including the one you're about to hear, which deals with childhood sexual abuse, can be very intense.
Am I putting this stuff on first? Or?
We'll get you to roll over first, then put it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I wore my Chucks for good luck.
Have your,
Yeah.
want your feet covered?
Yeah, I think so. And we'll sort of see what happens here.
Yeah, with you all the way. All the way.
Okay.
I'm Dr. Hilary McBride. This is a special season of Other People's Problems. We're letting you hear sessions with my clients who are using psychoactive drugs to go deeper into their healing. This is a session with Donovan, and he is using ketamine. About 2 years ago, Donovan was referred to me by a therapist who knew that he needed some extra support. I mean, he was not functioning at home, at his work. I mean, the relationships were falling apart. There was just so much that was happening for him, which, when he explained his trauma history to me, made perfect sense.
I'm Donovan. I'm an engineer, and I'm in my mid-40s, and I have a young family with a 2- and 4-year-old. I started seeing Hilary specifically inside of anxiety attacks I was having and not be able to function day to day.
We started doing ketamine-assisted therapy. One of the very first sessions we had, almost as soon as the ketamine hit his body, he became completely overwhelmed with terror. I mean, I don't think I've seen terror quite like this in an adult, maybe ever. and I knew he was showing me exactly what it felt like when he was a kid. I was trying to support his system to orient to the present, to realize that the fear, again, might be a memory from the past, but in the here and now, he wasn't being abused. I was getting him to look around the room and notice things that might support his system to feel in the present, grounded and safe. And of all the things in the room, his eyes landed on my white Converse All-Stars. So as we're heading into this session, I'm mentioning that, my Chucks for good luck. Just right off the top, because I want him to know that I know exactly where we've been together. And I'm also wanting to signal to his nervous system, whether it's through playfulness or the memory of that tiny little pocket of safety, that no matter what we face in this session today, that he will be okay. If you were in the room with us, what you would have seen is Donovan reclining on a chaise. He's got a blanket and pillow and some good luck charms. And in the background, you're hearing the nurse practitioner, Leanne, who's getting ready to administer the injection. We're also making use of music and eye shades and some of the traditional elements that you hear in more of the sitter approach to psychedelic psychotherapy. Right here. Right here. Yeah, right here. I'm right with you. I'm with you. I'm right here. Here's my hand if you need it. Yeah. Yeah, do you want to tell me what's happening for you?
I don't think I'm supposed to be here.
Just notice where you are. You have the sense you're not supposed to be here. Notice.
Go inside. The monkeys are rewiring the brain.
Do you have a sense of what they're rewiring right now?
I don't know. No, not really.
Okay. Well, you might also think about what you want them to rewire.
What do I want them to rewire? Okay.
Yeah.
Let me talk to them and I'll say, hey, what do we want to rewire?
Yeah, good thinking. Good thinking. When you're listening to this audio and you can hear Donovan, a couple things that are important to know are one, Donovan's neurodivergent. So that's definitely at play in what's happening for him in his mind. The second thing is that when people are on high doses of psychedelics, they sometimes say and conjure all sorts of unusual imagery and might say funny things and use funny examples and things that might seem a little abstract or strange. But because this is not just meant to be a recreational drug trip and we're doing work to process his trauma, I'm wanting to see if I can actually make use of what he's offering me as a point of agency. So when he's saying the monkeys are rewiring my brain, my thought is, okay, great, let's go with it. Is there something that we can do to join with the monkeys and see if we can rewire something inside that's been stuck?
This was quite a few ketamine sessions in, and some of the initial ketamine sessions were quite scary. And it was actually, that particular session with rewiring the brain was actually quite fun. It was enjoyable. So, I mean, for me to hear it again, it makes me smile and feel good inside and go, oh, it was a fun experience. It wasn't a scary experience like I've had in the past with ketamine.
Hey, monkeys. What are you wiring? I don't know. Let's rewire some things. Huh. What should we rewire? Ha. Let's make him have a happy childhood. That'd be funny. Boop. Happy childhood done. Rewire.
Yeah. Right with you. Right with you.
When I was a kid, it was just a lot of moving. So I was moving every year, pretty much. When I was 6 years old, I was sexually abused by the man that my mom was living with at the time, and then going through the court process, with him and them to get him prosecuted, and then working through family services after that was challenging. And then moving out at 16, still in high school and living on your own and working full time and still going to school. Just no sense of stability, no sense of love, no sense of family support whatsoever.
Would now be an okay time for me to give you a prompt of something to think about?
Oh, I thought we had been.
I mean, we've been doing wonderful work.
I've been doing a lot of thinking.
Yeah. Do you want to tell us about it?
Ooh.
We can do that later if that's too hard. Yeah, you've been doing a lot of thinking already. A lot's happened already.
Tough for me to put words out.
Yeah. Yeah. So we can leave words for another time.
Okay.
And right now, I'm wondering if you might want to take us, Lee and me and adult you, back into one of those places you flash back to sometimes.
It started going dark.
Yeah. Okay, pull us into the dark if you can. The reason why we decided to do this particular ketamine session is because leading up to it, he'd been having a series of flashbacks. They were happening in session, in his day-to-day life, in couples therapy, in interactions with his wife. Flashbacks are one of the core features of trauma. They can happen in a bunch of different ways, and we characterize them as intrusions. So sometimes they happen as nightmares, or they can happen in other ways, but it means that a person is all of a sudden taken back to a moment that has been horrific for them. And instead of just remembering it as if it happened a long time ago, they're all of a sudden experiencing themselves as being inside the memory again.
Yeah, I think the flashback there was around this experience at the family services or something after the court case. It was quite shocking to have the flashback like that. Like, I'd forgotten, I think, a lot of that portion. I remembered a lot of the legal stuff and the actual sexual abuse, but that portion was completely blanked out. The court case and all the legal and lawyers and judges were all amazing, but this experience at family services was horrific. They were making themselves out to be people of trust and that they were there to help me, and when in fact it was felt like an interrogation. So they were making me out to be the monster. They were making me out to be the bad person.
So at this point in the session, the ketamine is definitely in his system, but it's settled a little bit, and I can start directing him back to those particular places. And what happens as I do that is he starts to have it go black. Now, I think that black for him means that it's hard to access. There isn't vividness, there isn't, narrative richness. And the beauty of flashbacks is really that they're our brain's way of trying to bring something to the surface to say it needs to be healed.
Oh, it doesn't seem scary right this minute. I mean,
Yeah, that might make it easier to talk about then.
it doesn't make it easier to talk about. Then again, it's not like it's hard to talk about because it's challenging. It's hard to talk about because there's not much memory.
Yeah.
That's the challenge, not the
Not the details.
I don't know. It's like a room of counselors, a room of it's a room with a whole bunch of people. It's like everybody's asking me questions and I can't answer them. And they're coming from all different angles and places, and I don't know. It's not. Again, it's not. I don't even have like a vision. Like if you ask me to color a wall, or if you ask me anything, it's nothing. There's nothing there. It's just sort of like a. It's more like interrogation, or. I guess I'm struggling because I don't understand. It occurs to me this is all after the court case.
Yeah.
I guess like I want to say family services or something, or
They're trying to figure things out, and they're asking a lot of questions you don't know how to answer.
well, I don't know how to answer, but they're leading questions that are like pointing at me that I'm to blame for everything.
You feel like you're in the younger you who's experiencing that, or are you adult you remembering it right now?
A bit of both, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm asking Donovan to tell me about if he feels like his adult self or his child self, because it helps me figure out which move I'm going to make next clinically. And this is such a beautiful moment in clinical work when a person can get access to both, and then we can actually start to integrate and build together these two neural networks. This is a really key feature of reprocessing trauma memories. It's the ability to feel enough of the charge of what was without getting completely sucked into it, and enough of the present moment where we know that we survived and we're safe and we're all grown up. And we can actually offer back to younger us everything that they needed at that time.
I guess I thought it was over. It wasn't.
And then it wasn't. Yeah, then it wasn't. Yeah. It got worse. Feel our hands bring us right into this. You still have contact with the adult you who's remembering? Yeah. And I'm thinking about adult you as being a really loving, protective, wise dad. Someone who knows what kids need. I'm wondering if adult you has any sense of what younger you would need. Yeah.
God.
It was bad, yeah. You can say that again if you want. It was bad. And as you remember how bad it was, See if you can be aware that we're with you as you're remembering.
As for them, like
Good. You can feel both.
It's dull. It's kind of like yesterday it was a knife, today it's dull.
If it's hard to hear Donovan saying that yesterday his pain was an ache and today it's dull. He's got my hand and Leanne's hands and he's holding us tight and realizing how the pain is changing.
It's hard not to sort of become numb to it, though.
Yeah. Let's see if we can actually bring something into that memory.
It's really cold.
Really cold. You needed a blanket. You needed arms around you. Yeah. I got you. You're all grown up and you're remembering how bad it was.
Why are people so mean?
Yeah. They were mean. That wasn't okay. You needed something different.
I'm speculating that maybe that's actually the younger Donovan that's saying that to us. But what's so cool about it, in the midst of it being so painful for him, is if you remember him talking about what was happening at that time, he was made to feel like he was the bad guy. And all of a sudden, his interpretation has shifted. Instead of him being made to feel like the bad boy, he's able to see that these people were mean. And that is everything for him. I mean, what a profound shift in perspective to realize that he didn't do anything wrong, that he wasn't to blame after all, but that he was actually just being treated poorly by the grown-ups around him.
Yeah, bring us in. That's it. Just like that. That's the way. I'm curious if you might want to pull that younger you out of that room. Or if you want to send one of us in to talk to those adults and smarten them up. Or if you want to do that. I was wondering what younger you needs or what adult you wants to do.
I don't know. Just all fucked up. It's like every piece of it was fucked up. Like it was not like it was like it was additive, fucked up, not like there's so much.
Yeah. Notice the feeling. Notice what it's doing. Yeah. You get to have that. That's the right feeling for that situation.
Nobody ever said enough. Like,
Yeah.
it's enough.
That's what you needed. Someone should have said that's enough.
Like, you just say that's enough.
Yeah. That would have been the exact right thing. Can you imagine saying that to them? On behalf of your little boy self, can you say to them, it's enough. It's enough. You stop it.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah.
Hey, taking a quick break from our show to tell you about a new series from the Boston Globe's Say More podcast. It's called The C Word, Stories of Cancer. It is a deeply moving 5-part journey into the personal and collective experience of this disease. Very few diagnoses carry the weight, fear, and silence that cancer does. But in this show, you're going to hear host Shirley Leung share her breast cancer story publicly for the first time. What's even more powerful about this series is how it makes space for science, history, and the lived stories of caregivers, survivors, and healers. There is life beyond cancer. Follow Say More wherever you get your podcasts.
This is Tanya Mosley, co-host of Fresh Air. You'll see your favorite actors, directors, and comedians on late-night TV shows or YouTube. But what you get with Fresh Air is a deep dive. Spend some quality time with people like Billie Eilish, Questlove, Ariana Grande, Stephen Colbert, and so many more. We ask questions you won't hear asked anywhere else. Listen to the Fresh Air podcast from NPR and WHYY.
Feels like I'm getting far away.
From?
I know you guys.
Yeah, okay. See if as you go, wherever you're going, you bring us with you, or if you try to stay connected to us here. You can go far away. Just bring us along if you can.
Things were feeling uncomfortable, and I was felt like I was disassociating, disappearing. All of a sudden, Hillary was like hundreds of feet away.
When he says that he thinks he's going away, at first I'm trying to figure out is he getting out? Is he getting out of the memory and going away from that? But as he starts talking, it becomes more clear that this is his way of dissociating from the memory. That he's kind of making it foggy, and there's a bit of space between his felt experience and where his conscious awareness is.
We'll come with you wherever you go. You already survived it. You already survived. It's never going to happen again. You had to go really far away then. But you made it through and you're here. You have a beautiful life that you've built. A life that's okay to be in. A life that's safe for you to be in. So if you need to go, we'll come with you. And I want you to know, it's okay to be here. It wasn't then, but it is now.
It's so fucked up.
Yeah. It was so fucked up. I wonder if the little boy you can hear adult you saying that to him too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it. That's it. That's right. That's right. That's right. Yeah. You know his story and you see it so clearly. It was so fucked up. Every bit of it.
The visual is like, imagine crossing a finish line of a race and then being beaten by baseball bats.
Yeah. Yeah. Enough. Enough. No more. You leave him alone now. No more. Can't you see what he's been through? This is enough.
The fucked up part is the lawyers and judges it's the fucking counselors and family services people that fucked it up.
Yeah, they did.
Oh.
Yeah. They fucked it up.
Yeah, when she said that's enough, it was triggering for me in that it felt angry, and that wasn't what my younger self needed. My younger self actually needed somebody just calmly, confidently coming in and just removing that younger self from that situation, not adding some intensity to a situation that, from my perspective, needed to be de-escalated. And so there's some sort of reaction around that.
I love what Donovan's saying here for a few reasons. The first is that me saying enough, 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 right, was me doing, I think, what I actually wanted to do. But in doing so, I was replicating the pattern of the entire experience for him. I was an adult doing what I wanted to do when really there was a kid in the room who needed nurturing. Right? He actually knew exactly what he needed in that situation. It was that no one was giving it to him. That was the problem. And I unknowingly participated in that as I got into what I thought would have felt really good for him. I don't in any way want to posture the clinician as the expert. I mean, this entire memory of his is people who were clinicians who were completely missing him in a way that was creating a traumatic experience. So I really think that it's important to have people hear me say, I got it wrong. But that doesn't mean I'm unskilled or don't care about him or that this wasn't a therapeutic experience. In fact, it's us being able to negotiate that makes it so therapeutic.
So much anger.
Good. Good. Every bit of that deserves to be here. Can your little boy self feel how much anger you have because of what happened to him? Can you feel your protectiveness? Or is it his anger?
I guess anger is to be as like his anger's been coming out for years.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I could breathe through my nose.
I thought you were going to say something else, but I also wish you could breathe through your nose. Can I give you a story that you could just kind of play out in your mind like a movie, just to consider for now? Something to think about.
Just to replace my story, or what are we?
Well, yeah. I was thinking, I wonder if there's a way that we can really honor the statement of this being enough. And if we can go get your little boy self out of that room, wherever it is. I know you don't really have the visual, but...
Oh, I sort of do.
You do? Oh, okay.
I sort of have like this...
Mm-hmm.
I have somewhat of a visual, like an office building, whatever. It was sterile. It was,
of course, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm wondering if adult you can walk in those doors, right into that room, and you get to have the full power of all your anger. And you get to say, enough. And you grab your little boy. You pull up so close to you. And you hold him the way you hold your baby boys. And you get to say, it's over. It's over and it's never happening again. And you're coming home with me. And I'm never, ever, ever gonna let any of this happen. None of it. And you walk him in the front doors of your home. Your beautiful home.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm ready for that one yet.
Yeah, which part? Mm-hmm. We'll take any of that you feel ready for, and we'll come back for the rest later.
I mean, I can do it now, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Where do you want me to pick back up?
I don't know. I don't need more anger.
Can you feel or imagine holding your little boy self in your arms?
I guess my little boy doesn't want more anger, right?
Yeah. What does he want? Yeah.
Yeah, I guess just like you felt a little too angry, and I don't had enough anger.
Yeah.
And just confident love.
That's right. Yeah. So let's give him that. And see if you can access in your adult grown-up body the confident love that he's been looking for.
I guess there's a piece like with your anger that you're diminishing somebody else versus just doing the right thing for the little boy and showing what confident love is, not anger.
Yeah.
I don't think the world needs more anger.
But he needs love. He needs your love.
Calm, confident love.
That's right. That's it.
Hillary was asking me what that boy needed. And that's what came out in the moment, was that calm, confident, loving. You know, I wanted to, and I want to be the loving dad. And, you know, I've got to do a lot of work on myself for me to end that cycle. That is not an easy thing to be a dad when you've got your own trauma and you don't really have good role models either. I wanted them to have a stable household, a household where they weren't moving, a household where, you know, there was love and connection and support for them. And safety. Yeah, definitely safety.
It's one of our last little things we'll do here. And we're going to come back to this over and over and over again in our work. But can you find a way to extend that to him? Like if there's a word or a color or a emotion or a sound, like something that could come from adult you to him. Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
I mean, I guess I can visualize it, so.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go for it then. You just get that visual going and you ride it all the way.
I got it.
I'm obsessed with how easy that was for you. It just came so quickly. That's amazing.
Well, I'd already sort of done it, right? So it was
yeah, and look at that. It counts. It's in you. Yeah, so we'll just stay with that for a few minutes. You sending that to him, that calm, confident love. And see what it does to him as he takes that in from you.
I guess I'll share and then you see if, I guess I sort of vision that, adult me walks into the room, you know, I'm calm, I'm confident, I'm loving, and I just pick him up and take him out.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
That's what I needed.
That's all I needed. That's perfect. That's perfect. That's perfect. I'm seeing it too. It's exactly what he needed.
He didn't need to be interrogated.
No. He's in such good hands with you. And that gets to be over now. He doesn't have to ever go back to that room again.
It felt like relief, I think would be the right word. I mean, it was even prior to the ketamine, I think we were sort of working on connecting with the younger self, and I couldn't really. So, I mean, there was a sense of relief that I could actually do it, and proud that I did it, relief and pride. I'd done this work 10 or 15 years ago where I was trying to connect with my younger self, and it was like not happening. So the fact that fast forward 10 or 15 years and I can actually connect with my inner self, see what he needs, and then actually provide what he needs was a huge breakthrough.
Can you feel us with you as you are doing this work with him? You feel this here.
Somebody's hand is cold. Somebody's hand is warm.
Let's guess.
I'm gonna guess Lee's hand, and I'm gonna guess Hillary's hand.
We're busted. Oh my gosh. You're on top of it. Yeah, not only do you know we're here, you know who specifically is here and what's what.
I do.
You do, yeah.
You know us.
Yeah. I'm feeling so proud of you.
To understand how big of a deal this is, it's helpful to understand how memory works. Often when we think about memory, we think memory it's the thing that happened. But actually the way that memory works in our brains is that memory is not only the thing that happened, but all the times we remembered it after it. So here what's happening is we're actually fundamentally changing how this story lives in his body. Because now he has the memory not only of feeling trapped in that room with all of those support workers and clinicians, but he has the memory of caring for himself, intervening, and being in his wise, grounded adult body while remembering. That's all getting packaged together in a way that's going to change what this feels like moving forward for him. And what I know happens, right, spoiler alert, is that when he looks back on this memory in the future, after this session, that it feels radically different than what it was like leading into the session where he was having flashbacks and overwhelmed and stuck and feeling terrorized. It's almost like it's gone to bed. It really happened, but his body knows that it's over.
Part of the reason we looked at doing ketamine or psychedelic assisted therapy, I guess, as an option was I think I'd done a bunch of therapy work leading into this, and I could actually, there was a point where I could feel myself mentally and physically build up like walls, and when I got to the sessions we wouldn't end up accomplishing anything. So I think with the ketamine, it really broke down a lot of my ability to set up physical and mental barriers. I couldn't do that with the ketamine. I mean, if you saw me, whatever, before that session, my wife walked into the room, I would be like startled or scared or there's constant hypervigilance, right, around the house even. And it's gone. Like there's zero hypervigilance now. I mean, I don't get startled. I don't get scared. I go, okay, there's somebody here. It's just, none of that is there anymore at all, right? So that's been probably the biggest breakthrough, is just not having that hypervigilance every second of every day.
Other People's Problems is produced by Jody Martinson, mixed by Julian Uzieli and Lee Rosevier. Jeff Turner is our senior producer. Emily Cannell is our coordinating producer. The executive producers are Cecil Fernandez and Chris Oak. Tanya Springer is the senior manager, and Arif Noorani is the director of CBC Podcasts. For more sessions, there are 5 seasons of Other People's Problems available right now in our feed. I'm Dr. Hillary McBride.
Planet Money helps you understand the economy. We find the people at the center of the story.
Garbage in New York, that was like a controlled substance.
We show you how money influences everything.
Tell me what you like by telling me how you spend your money.
And we dig until we get answers.
I had a bad feeling you were going to bring that up.
Planet Money finds out. All you have to do is listen. The Planet Money Podcast from NPR.